Another day, another beanie. Because it's cold. Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla, aka The Girl Who Knots, and welcome to Market Day. The day has finally come for my very first market, and I'm not gonna lie, this is me a week after the market. Your girl got a bit distracted from filming a little bit. I'm sorry, but I'm here today to bring you all the footage that I have from the market, which isn't a lot. I'm sorry. I did do a before and an after of my market stall, so there's that. In terms of actual filming throughout the market, not a heap, because I was just a little anxious ball sitting at the stall, too scared to leave and definitely too nervous to film, so apologies. Also in today's video I am going to go through everything that sold, everything that didn't sell, how much I ended up selling things for. I know that in my previous video I kind of gave ranges for items and what I was going to sell them for. I did add edits to that video saying what I did end up selling them for once I had finally made a decision. But I will reiterate as I go along. I will also be adding anything that I learned and anything that I will be doing different for my next market, because yes, spoiler, I have already purchased my next market. Well, I have already booked my next market at the same place for the 26th of May. So I will go through what I plan on doing differently for that market in the future. But right now, let's watch my market footage. Have fun. Welcome back. Also, forgot to address, I don't think I have ever worn glasses in a video. I do normally typically wear glasses while I'm crocheting or if I'm looking at a computer. I just didn't really like wearing them to film because they are more for if I'm staring at something and working on something. However, I recently went to the optometrist the other week and she looked at my eyes. Mind you, it had only been a year since I last went and got my other glasses. I went in and she was like, wow, your eyesight has gotten way worse. What have you been doing different? And I was like, for one, great, that's what I really want to hear. And two, I was like, I started crocheting and now I run a small business online. And she was like, great. These glasses now are a much stronger prescription to what I'm used to, and I also should be wearing them all the time. So this will be my face from now on. So I apologize if you can see reflections in them. I know it could be super annoying maybe you didn't even notice until I just mentioned it now, and if that's the case, I'm sorry. Anyways, back to the market, which is what you're here for. The market went so well. I had like literally so much fun. I had an absolute blast. It was so much fun just meeting everyone, and it literally filled my heart to the brim seeing all the kids especially walking past and being like, Mom, look at that, Mom, Dad, whoever. The best customers are children because they will push and push and push until they get what they want, what they've set their eyes on. And I can totally understand that. It was just super heartwarming to see people get excited over little crafty things that I've made. I met a couple of other stall holder ladies that were super lovely, super complimentary, super like just excited for me to be there for the first time and giving tips and tricks and helping me out when I needed. Yeah, overall it was a super positive experience. I am very lucky in that I didn't have any issues with anything. Like, I didn't run out of cash, I didn't have problems with my Square reader at all, I didn't forget anything for the table or anything like that. We did end up fixing the banner. Thank goodness for my partner, because we were so stressed out over this banner. I was trying to rush through a couple of other things I wanted to organize while I kind of left the banner with him, and he was able to make a few modifications so that we added 3 strands of thread and then just tied it to the other side of the table. I will show you, you will see in the clips how it was hung up, but it did work. I will definitely be buying and hopefully getting in time a new banner just that works with an actual table rather than having to go through all that fuss again. There was nothing that I forgot, thank goodness, because I was so nervous. I was literally packing everything the night before and grouping it all together so I didn't forget anything. Yeah, I honestly could not have asked for it to go any better. Alrighty, let's get into the overalls. The overall selling of everything, what sold, and all of the inventory and what I made, essentially. So, I've got my handy dandy little notebook of info. Okay, so starting with the keychains, car hangers section. The capybara, why is it such a tongue twister for me? The capybara car hangers. I had 6 and I sold 1 in the pink color, which I was honestly so surprised about. They definitely caught a lot of people's eyes and a lot of people would be like, oh my goodness, a capybara. But yeah, just not many people bought them. The mushroom keychains, I had 9 overall and I sold 1 pink one. I had 2 strawberry keychains, none sold at all. Overall, my keychains and car hangers, pretty much nothing sold. Altogether, I had 17 items and only 2 things sold. I did have them on the like silver keychains. I don't know whether if I made them like the colorful plastic ones, if that would have enticed kids to buy them to sort of hang on their bags, or I'm not sure. Chickens, I had 15 and I sold 9. Out of all the colors, I sold 2 out of 3 whites, 2 out of 3 rainbows, 3 for 3 in the brown, which was my favorite. I didn't sell any grey chickens and I sold 2 out of the black chickens. For the whales, I had 5 whales and I sold 1 for $15. For the mushy boys, I had 4 and I sold all 4 for $20 each. I had a green one, a blue one, a red one, and a brown one. I had leggy froggies and the little chunky froggies. All of them sold out, and they sold out probably 2 hours into the market, 2 or 3 hours in. So definitely my best seller was frogs. I even had kids asking if I had more, and I felt so bad. There was a young girl from Melbourne and she really wanted one, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I don't have any left. So I said I'd put some on my Etsy shop in case she wanted to buy one, so I need to do that. I had 5 leggy froggies and I sold all of them at $20 each, and I had 4 of the little chubby froggies that I sold also for $20 each. I had 6 of the possums and I sold 1 for $15. Axolotls I had 8. And I sold 2 pink, 1 purple, 1 red, and 1 green. So I sold 5 of them at $25 each. For my bees, I had 6 bees and I sold 3 of them at $20 each. That was it for the small category. So going into my medium/big category, I did only have 1 for most of these items. So I had 1 otter and I sold him for $30. I had 1 pickle, 1 lonely pickle for $25 and I sold him. I had 2 strawberry turtles and I sold 1 of them for $40. That was the hot pink shelled turtle. I had 1 small blue penguin and I sold him for $35. I had 1 big blue penguin and I sold him for $50. I had 1 dino, my red dino, for $60. He didn't sell. He got a lot of attention though, but I think it was just the pricing just being a more expensive item. No one really wanted to drop $60 on a random crochet dinosaur, I guess. I had 1 pink red panda for $85. He did not sell. I had a raccoon for $85. He did not sell. However, there was a lady who was super interested in him. She said she didn't have the money for him that market, but she got me to write down when I would next be at the markets and told me to keep him aside for her. I'm not necessarily keeping it to the side just because, you know, she hasn't paid a deposit or anything in case she decided not to, type of thing, but I haven't put him up on my site just because I want to bring him to the next market anyway, so she hopefully will come back and buy him at the next market, but we'll see. And then last but not least, my strawberry dragon. I priced him at $90 and he did not sell. Even though he did not sell, he was definitely the sort of piece that drew a lot of people in. Even though he wasn't the largest piece, he definitely was a piece that everyone would sort of walk past and be like, oh my goodness, what is that? Oh my goodness, it's a dragon. Oh my gosh, it's strawberries. It's a strawberry dragon. Because I didn't leave a blackboard with his name or what he was. It was definitely like that piece on the market that sort of drew people's eye and caught their attention. I did have a stall holder across from me and she absolutely adores dragons and she was really umming and ahhing buying the strawberry dragon. But when she was talking to me, she had very much like a foresty, dragon, gothic type of vibe. And so I said to her that I didn't have one, but that I usually make a mushroom version. She ended up messaging me and I'm going to make her one and probably, hopefully I'll have him finished by my next market on the 26th. But if not, I can always just run into the market. This is me running apparently. Run into the market and drop it off to her and she's happy to pay the $90 for him. So that's exciting. So overall, I sold 41 items, which totaled to $855. Yay! It is also important to note that my stall holder fee was $125. So taking that into account, it's $735 profit before tax. So yeah, I was absolutely stoked with the outcome of my market. I was definitely going into it thinking, you know, even if I just sell one thing, like that'll make my day essentially. It was really something that I just wanted to have fun with, even though this is sort of my business. It was definitely something I wanted to walk into, just having fun, seeing it as a chance to socialize and get to know people, and put my name out there and just sort of interact with a community that I'm very, very new to, both in the crochet world and in the location that we just moved to. And I also had a young girl come up to me and I did have a little sign that had homemade what did I say? Homemade crocheted plushies on it, just so that people knew that, you know, it was handmade, that I had made them. And I was chatting, I think it was to her dad, and she had seen that sign, and then she looked at my other sign that had my QR codes on it, and it obviously said The Girl Who Knots. And she was like, oh my goodness, I've watched your YouTube video. And I was like, huh? Like, I was literally floored. I was in shock. Like, I was just, it took me back so much. I didn't expect it at all, and it literally meant the world to me that she had seen anything to do with me, honestly. And yeah, she was so sweet, and she ended up buying something. And if she happens to be watching this video again, like, I so appreciate your support, and you were the sweetest person. I'm sorry I didn't catch your name. I was literally so over the moon and so in shock and didn't really know what to do with myself, if I'm honest. But I very much appreciate you, and I hope I get to see you in future markets. Like I said, I have already booked in my next market for the end of this month, the 26th of May. I am definitely planning to participate in every market that's the last Sunday of each month. Any notes or changes or things I would like to do differently in future. One thing I definitely want to add to my market moving on, like I said, I do usually do custom orders. I would like to make sort of like a portfolio of the custom orders I have made to sort of promote that, hey, you have something that you want crochet but it's not here. It's like a very specialized, whether it be a pet or a certain character from a movie, from a film. Movie and film are the same thing, Kayla. You know, your customers can go through your portfolio, see what you have done in the past, and you know, it might inspire them to end up reaching out to you. I had a girl ask about if I did flowers, and I said I could, but at that time I could only give her my business card, which just had my Instagram on it. It didn't even have my email on it because I didn't have an email when I made those cards. So that's definitely something I want to add to future markets. Another thing I want to add to my market moving forward would be, I definitely need a better way to showcase my chickens because my chickens were rolling around like crazy. I did have them stacked, which was working okay, but then once someone bought that third top one, the other two would sort of just like roll off the table. I would get like a little bowl or a little basket, but they're literally so small that I worry you wouldn't be able to see them. So if anyone has any sort of suggestions to ways to display little chickens that roll, that would be much appreciated. But yeah, just in general, having different types of displaying, I would say, because I just had shelves, whereas I feel like the crates, they are more bulky, but they do sort of give that more structure to a market table, whereas you can see through all my shelves. And also another thing I want to add is I saw a lot of businesses having it, and I did think of getting one, but I was worried about, you know, where I'd be positioned, if it would get in the way of other people. Is the signs that like sit on the ground and you pull them up and they stand there. But I feel like it stands out amongst all of the other stores that are around you. It really is something that catches your eye. Yeah, I just feel like it would stand out amongst the crowd really well, and it's definitely something that I will consider adding to my markets in future. Also, wrapping up my inventory, I would definitely say my best sellers were frogs, mushy boys, I would say chickens for sure, and axolotls. I didn't have one person complain to me about the price. A lot of people say people don't really go to the markets thinking of dropping a lot of money while they're there. So I think if you keep between, I'm gonna say this in Australian dollars, sorry, but like $15 to $25, maybe 30. And my worst sellers were definitely anything that was attached to a keychain. My capybara, car hangers, the Triceratops, which really surprised me because I feel like so many kids are obsessed with dinosaurs, but I don't know whether it was the rainbow colors and maybe if I had stuck to more solid, like multiple of the same color, if it would have gone over better. Another item would probably be my possums, which once again I was so surprised. I sort of thought that was more on the lower end, especially for my stall. It was the cheapest with other items for $15 that I had available at the store. But yeah, at the end of the day, what works at one market might not work at the next, you know? I might go into this next market and sell all my Triceratops, or you know, and not sell a single frog. You just genuinely never know, and it definitely just depends on the crowd that you get that day. Alrighty guys, that's where I'm going to end today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of a look into my first ever market. I appreciate literally everyone's support on this. A big shout out to my partner for sitting there for 5 hours being my little, I was gonna say my mascot, but he wasn't my mascot. My little cheerleader on the sideline. He genuinely made this experience so much easier for me and so much more fun. And if that's anything I can pass on to anyone watching this video, is that if you are going for a market or even if you are trying something new, genuinely just have fun with it. It doesn't matter if you sell 50 things or if you sell one thing or if you don't sell anything at all. Like, please just try and have fun with the day. Go talk to someone new, go buy something new, go look at something new, get inspiration from others. Like, it is such a fun experience. But yeah, a big thank you to everyone that's been involved and to everyone that has said lovely things to me and to everyone that I got to meet that day. It was so much fun and I hope to see everyone there again in future. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day or a great night, evening, wherever it may be that you are, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!